One of the biggest lessons I learned with being natural and going natural and taking care of my hair, like without anything else, is that your hair flourishes the most when you just leave it alone. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for anyone who's returning, and welcome for anyone who is new. Before I get into today's video, I just want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Today's video, I will just be talking about, I don't know, just my thoughts around hair and how it relates to self-image in Black women. So if you're interested in hearing me talk about that, then you should stay and watch this video. Well, the reason I wanted to make this video was because I have been trying to navigate just my life and my self-image. So I locked my hair because I had years of me destroying my hair because it was something that I didn't want it to be, which was kinky, thick, nappy, which I don't see nappy as a bad thing because I love my hair, but it was not until I locked my hair that I've grown to accept just what I look like, who I am, and my Blackness. It's really no secret to anyone that Black people use their hair and a lot of the times their style as a way to express themselves. When you think about alternative people, gothic people, the fashion industry, whatever you want to think about, so many things are heavily impacted by Black women, and hair is like a #1 thing. And the beauty industry in general is literally off of Black features and aesthetics and ideas that originally probably came from Black women. So this article from the list, I'll link it below in my description. It kind of breaks down the points that I will be talking about a little bit better. So I'm looking at that. I really want to start off with talking about what going natural really means. Also, just like I said, how hair is used to express oneself. So when we talk about going natural, I just mean not altering the state of your hair necessarily, or with the hope that it doesn't have that Blackness to it, if that makes sense. So like, I know I mentioned in another video how I got my first perm in the 5th grade. In my family, getting a hot comb to your hair, especially if you see my hair, I have a lot of new growth. Yeah, it was very painful and traumatizing, and just the thought of like the hot comb to this day, like when I see people doing the hot comb on their wigs, I just be like, I can't do it, y'all. It's so traumatizing, and I'm pretty sure that someone who is watching this knows what I'm talking about, but I don't know, it just kind of it drives me crazy to think about perms, or to think about like flat irons or hair straightening tools or whatever, because one of the biggest lessons I learned with being natural and going natural and taking care of my hair, like without anything else, is that your hair flourishes the most when you just leave it alone. And I realized that for a lot of people, like I said in my other video, especially Black women, we tend to want to just cover our hair and not deal with it because we know how we get treated or how uncomfortable people become when they see our hair. I mean, I know especially like with my job, it was a shift because when I interviewed, my locks were really short. So I interviewed at the end of 2020 and like November 2020, and I started my locks April 2020. So I was able to braid my locks up, have a wig over it. Now, not so much. And I really feel like that is something else that is not really talked about. But that itself could be a whole different video when you start talking about Black women and their hair in the workplace. But through watching different YouTubers and people on TikTok and just seeing how people make jokes around hair and how people justify hair is so interesting to me. And I think that for Black people, it of course comes naturally to do different styles, unique styles, but we also have to talk about how we will make any excuse not to like authentically love every part about ourselves that are Black. And I feel like for a lot of people, they don't want to dig into what they hate about their Blackness, because then like this whole like illusion that they have up around American society will just kind of crumble away. I feel like a lot of people are led to be delusional when it comes to capitalism. A lot of people feel like they'll do all these things and they'll be the next Jay-Z, the next Kanye. And it's like, not to say that everyone shouldn't. I wish we lived in a world where everyone could have everything they needed and also what they wanted as well. I feel like people should have what they need no matter what, no matter if they didn't finish school, no matter if they're a single parent, like no matter if they're Black, no matter if they're Hispanic, no matter where they come from. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like instead of us as a community actually like, let me try to break it down. All right, so I was watching this YouTuber, and I think it's Queen Chima, like Chima, her page is, she'll call it Chima Chats. And I love watching her videos because she always talks about, you know, just an experience of being a dark-skinned Black woman, and how just the experience of Black women and Black people, how it relates to like these like issues that we have ongoing. And one thing that she mentioned was how we kind of live in a society now where people are normalizing this performative behavior, like where you pretend to care but you really don't. And that's like how it is, like that I've realized it is when it comes to natural hair. And I say that because there's only certain types of Black natural hair that are really embraced and really cheered on. And every time it doesn't have that waviness to it or that sheen that everyone likes, like that nice silky look, it's automatically looked at as something that is disgusting. Like the way that I get treated now that I have locks versus when I had on some of the tackiest fucking wigs I've ever had on. If you know, you know. People were okay with seeing me in a jacked up wig because they didn't have to see my hair. But it's like, I love my locks, I love my hair. I do struggle sometimes when I see everyone on my timeline and, you know, they 32-inch lace bust down, whatever, but it doesn't matter because I'm still beautiful, I'm still enough, and my hair is my hair. I feel like I had so much shame around my hair growing up because my family had a lot of shame around hair, and there was a lot of colorism And when you start talking about colorism and texturism and really going into all the different facets and layers of being Black and all these different things that you have to kind of really fight through just to make yourself feel like you are worthy of a place in this society that was not even built for you. I feel like Black people drive themselves crazy trying to fit in and trying to follow the rules. But let's be real, when you follow the rules, you don't break the law. You could get mistaken for someone else just because. That's something that I had to think about when I was locking my hair. Was I'm living in a city where I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm not, you know what I'm saying, no makeup, nothing, I just got some locks, a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, you can be mistaken for anyone. And even before the time of face mask, Black people were obviously being killed for no reason. So there are just so many different things that we individually have to break through, because then you have to not, it's like people don't understand how privileged they are to not be Black. And that's everyone that's not Black, because even if you are another person of color, quote unquote, you are still placed above a Black person, and that is a privilege. When you start to talk about sexuality, like, I'm a Black queer plus size person, I have locks, I have a lot of tattoos. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I'm just like, that everyone has a breaking point. And when I say that, I just mean that everyone will get to a point where you can choose to truly embrace yourself and who you are, what you look like, where you come from, or you can continue to drive yourself crazy trying to fit into this bubble or check off all these marks that really don't exist, but that they like, it's like if you get offline and you go outside, no one gives a damn if you have your nails and feet done. No one cares if you have a wax down there. No one cares if you just got, you know, your hair done. It's like when you're out here and you're doing things to yourself and you're altering your body. So whether that be makeup, whether that be your hair, whether that be your clothes, make sure that it feels good and there's no panic associated with that. And when I say like no panic associated with that, I just mean that through really watching people, I don't know if it's like a psychology thing, because I went to school for psychology, so like I'm always curious to understand people's perspectives and mindsets and like what motivates them, or you know what, like I like to know why as well. Like why did you make that choice? Like why did you make that decision? I really be wanting to know. And so I feel like there's so much that we don't talk about when it comes to how I don't know, just how you treat your hair is very important. And when you treat your hair good, you feel good. And I realize when people do all these things to cover their hair, and this is just me talking personally, because I've done so many things. I've burnt my hair off, I've permed my hair out, I've cut it all off, I've bleached it, that, you know what I'm saying, I've done so much because I absolutely hated my hair, and I hated how it just made me feel so ugly when I was younger, because I was told like, you know, no one likes that. But a lot of people often masquerade their self-hatred and the treatment of their hair as them taking care of themselves. So for example, when I used to braid, I would have clients that they obviously, you know, they look well put together. They're out here taking trips. They're doing da 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 da. Like everything done. Nails done, feet done, car. You got a car, you got this, you got that. But their hair was so bad, you know. I'm talking about dry, brittle, broken off, like. But you would never know because it's covered up. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is for every woman, because I know a lot of women who also take care of their natural hair underneath styles, and people do like range. But there is also this very thin line where it can easily turn into like self-harm. And when y'all out here pulling wigs off that's glued down instead of like actually taking the alcohol, taking it off. And I know, because when quick weaves were a thing, I wore it to death, like literally, like till it was death to my hair follicles and I had to keep starting over. But I don't know, it just breaks my heart sometimes when I think about I don't know, just seeing how people are not really, there's no real representation for Black women with that kinkier hair. And I mean, I don't even think for Black men either, because not every Black man wants to have a haircut, and every Black woman does not want to have straight hair. I love Black women who have their afros out and then they wear different natural hairstyles, because those are the people you see with big, beautiful, long hair. The long hair that y'all want, but you have to take care of. I really think that I want to just find more about it, like do more research about it, because as I've been looking, I'm not really seeing anything that talks about that direct correlation of self-harm through hair. And there are so many people online that I see their natural hair is damaged, but they continue to style it. And I'm not saying that people don't have different problems, like alopecia exists. I have PCOS, and I forgot the condition where like your hair kind of like thins out like that. I don't even know if that's happening to me, because my hair is so thick it may take a while to notice. But yeah, I don't know, I just want people to take care of their hair. And also, wearing your hair, it feels so good and you feel so free. And I find it funny that like people, I don't know, people always ask me like, when am I getting my hair done, or you know, what am I gonna do with it, or blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I'm just letting my hair rock, because I've done so much to try to whip it this way or beat it into this type of way that it just naturally isn't. And I just don't want to force it anymore. So that's really all I had to say today, was that I love my hair and I feel beautiful with it. And I hope that whoever is doing their hair, no matter if you are putting it away under a wig or in box braids or in a natural hairstyle, whatever you are doing, massage your scalp, oil it, take care of it, hydrate it, let it breathe. It still looks beautiful, you still look beautiful, you still look professional, you still look acceptable. I see a lot of people online apologizing that they don't look like their best self, and I realize I do that sometimes too. But guess what? We are our best selves because you're still you, no matter what you look like on the outside. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.